I'm from Ireland originally, and I'm 41 years old. I currently live in the United Kingdom. I'm an officer in the British Army, and I'm dad to three kids. I have two little boys who are 14 and 12, and Hasti as well, obviously, who's 9. And my wife is called Hingame. She is from Iran, and we met 17 years ago in the United Arab Emirates.
Prior to the 1,200 miles you did in the US, you also did 700 miles in the UK. Tell me about that experience of doing that entire distance barefoot with 25 kilos on your back to do the fundraising. Because a lot of parents do fundraising for their children. But I've never seen anything that extreme, I guess.
To be honest, you know, I think people say things like, you must be very brave, or, it's very inspirational or whatever. But for us, it was never about any of those things. The motivation was always fear and desperation, if I'm honest. Because we know Hasti's condition gets worse from about puberty. So maybe in a couple of years. And we just don't know what that will look like for Hasti. We know that children with CdLS develop anxiety disorders, depression, they start to self-harm, they can become mute, they stop talking. And, we couldn't imagine that for Hasti and couldn't permit it to happen so long as we knew that something could be done. And therefore we set about to do something, and it was that simple. And, my wife and I are pretty stubborn people, and we felt like we couldn't afford to take a chance on something that might fail. It wasn't going to be good enough to just do a bike ride or a walk in the community. We had to do something that was going to. You're trying to raise huge sums of money. We're trying to raise £2.5 million, so we had to do something that was going to capture people nationally, and maybe beyond that. So we had to do something that was really going to grab people's attention, and that's how the barefoot thing was born. We needed people to look and say, Jesus, what's that guy doing?